Okay, so let's start. Thank you very much for coming to our second event, which we call The Future is Now. We had our first event about 8 weeks ago. We had a similar audience and we had very, very good discussions. So most of the speakers took much longer because we had a lot of questions in between. And the same, we are also vision today, so we really encourage you if you have any questions, if you have any remarks. As you see, we are a small group, so whatever you want to know, please immediately ask aside. We don't only have a presentation, but really a discussion together. This is what we will do. So we also have a live stream next to it. The internet. We are also recording everything for today. So if later you want to watch it on YouTube, that's possible. YouTube is a good remark. If you're not following AIX on YouTube yet, there is a QR code over there. So here later, because on our YouTube platform, we have a lot of videos, a lot of interviews, experts. So there are a lot of great videos about all kinds of aspects of AI. So if you like AI, which is here, it's a great platform. So, yeah, what are we doing today? We have two keynote speeches. One we have from Charbel. Those who were here last time will definitely remember Charbel because he's talking about artificial intelligence in medicine. He's working for Canon. He's the head for Canon Medical in many, many countries, basically half of the world. And he will have a really great speech later. The first one was really amazing and he gave us a lot of ideas then we have a panel where we discuss about different areas. This will be a few persons together with me. We interview Sam and everyone later when the panel is starting. And then we have America. She's talking about from curiosity to action, which is, I think all of you are curious about AI, and she will tell us how we're not only curious, but how we can really use AI, how we can come into action, because a lot of people are talking about AI nowadays. But the question is not only to talk about, to think about, to read about, but really to do it. There are a lot of great use cases in this world when it comes to AI. So what we basically want to motivate you is to really start using business in the real life. And then we will have a second panel where we again some discussions. So we have a great program today. Before we start with Charbel, I just want to say a few words about AI IXX. That's our organization, which we founded about the beginning of this year. What are we doing? Some slides here. So what are we doing? Basically, we are a training platform for artificial intelligence. When you go on our platform, you will see a lot of courses. In the moment, we have about 25 courses on the platform. But there are a lot of more courses in preparation at the moment, because on the platform we have about 200 experts, so AI experts from all over the world, specialists in different areas. Those experts can also be booked on the platform, so if you in the company have a certain challenge with artificial intelligence, then either you can directly go to our experts and talk to them directly, or you can contact us, tell us what problem you have, and we will connect you with the right expert who can help you with exactly this one. And the AI courses is the main area of AI. We are going to be developing a lot of courses, expert e-learning courses, so you can download them, you can watch them, and about lots of different areas when it comes to AI in business. So there are courses about AI in marketing, AI in sales, AI in finance, AI in R&D, in procurement, in supply chain, wherever AI can be used. AI can be basically used into every area of the company. So we are having, as I said, experts from all of the different areas, and with them we are currently developing courses. So there will be more and more courses coming on our platform. And around those courses and our consultants, I also have an AI tool scout. So if you are one of those who really like to explore new AI tools, on our tool scout we have about 3,000 tools so far. It's completely for free. You just have to give your email address, because then we will also send you our newsletter. More than 3,000 tools, about lots of different areas. Many of those tools are also descriptions. We have more and more videos about tools. So it's basically a lot of learning. If you like AI, then AI IXX should definitely be a partner, a platform which you need to know. Our newsletters, they are really, really informative. We have also started with AI news, which are coming every day. So if you follow us on LinkedIn or on Instagram or wherever, which you should, then you can also get everyday AI news where 1, 2, 3 news of the day are coming. So again, you should really follow us and see what we are doing. Yeah, so this is basically what I've already said. Myself and also my partners, we are coming from consulting. I'm coming from supply chain consultancy. I have a consulting group with more than 300 people in procurement, in supply chain, in logistics. Here we are also transforming a lot of our projects with artificial intelligence in the moment. So this is where I'm coming from. I have another partner who was very long with a multinational company. He's sitting there, by the way. This is Jürgen. He was with Siemens for many, many years. We are doing both together real estate business, and we are both very curious about AI. We are very fascinated about this, and with this platform, with AI IXX, we basically want to help companies and private individuals from all over the world to learn more about AI, to understand AI, because what we are seeing every day when we are talking with companies, everyone is talking about AI, but there is very few implementation of AI. And this is what we want to help, to really show companies how this can be done, how easy it can be to implement AI in the processes, and how much effects this can bring you. So from our offer, we basically have 2 offers for companies. One is an, let's say, online transformation. So if you have a company and you want to say, how can I use AI in my processes, then we offer a short analysis where we basically talk with the major departments of your company, see what kind of use cases would exist for your company, give you a proposal how this can be implemented, and then our consultants are implementing this for you in a longer project where they day by day teach you, show you how to use the tools. And the other part is, as I said, the online academy, where you already find a lot of e-learning courses, and those courses will be more and more in the coming weeks and months. Here you see a few of the courses. There are much more than this. So it's lots of different titles, data protection and AI in corporate use, introduction to Microsoft Copilot, promptology, efficiency in Excel with AI, AI-powered procurement, unlock the power of AI with everyday's efficiency with ChatGPT, and so on. So many, many different titles. And I hope you are a bit curious. So if later you want to see what we have on our platform, we would be happy to have you exploring our courses. Yeah, that's basically from my side. If you are not following us yet, as I said, on YouTube, we have a very nice channel with a lot of information. You should really subscribe this, because basically every day
We have new videos about AI, and especially a lot of interviews with our experts. And on LinkedIn also we have daily news, we have a lot of information, and it's really great to follow us. So this is about AI IXX. Again, welcome to our event, and I give the speech to Chabelle for our first great speak.
Thank you, Mark.
You want this?
You want the mic?
I think I need to give this to you.
My voice is loud usually.
No, it's for the camera.
Oh, okay.
It's not for your voice. It's just that we have the video then.
Thank you. Let me change.
Yeah, please. Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you today? So, ready for our next session? Who was here last time? You? No, you're not counted. You're cheating, okay? So, the first time, who's from medical? You are from healthcare. Who's from medical? Healthcare, anything, paramedical, pharmacy?
Not medical, but I've worked with different projects for with AI and medical, like
Okay.
thalassemia.
Okay, okay. So I will try my best to keep it simple as much as I can, because I know medical is a little bit, when we enter into it, it will be a nightmare and a headache. So please, when you have a question, as Mark said, we are a small group, stop me, I will answer the question, or you can ask it later. I will try to stick with the 20 minutes, okay? And the first time we talked about the origin of artificial intelligence in medical. People think that it's from 2 or 3 years. No, 5, 6, no, it's a long time ago. So we begin in medical with the artificial intelligence minimum 15, 20 years before, but we didn't call it artificial intelligence. We call it computer-aided detection, computer-aided diagnosis, computer-aided. It was a computer-aided. Now, we will concentrate on the platform. As you notice, Mark was talking about platform. So even the medical companies, they are creating platform, because after that, they will install the clinical applications on top of those platform. So they will have one artificial intelligence platform, and on top of it, they will adding the clinical apps in order to help with 0 clicks. There is one message I repeated a lot in my first session, which is artificial intelligence is not replacing doctor. We are there to help them. Thank you. We are there to decrease the time. We are there to increase the clinical decisions. We are helping them by making their own decisions, but quicker, because time is very important for patient life. And with that time, the patient will live. So we are trying to decrease that time as much as we can. So we are there to help the doctor, not to replace them. I begin with this sentence with every single presentation. Automation platform. Why we call it automation? When I call automation, it's a 0 click. When it's 1 click, it's not automated anymore. So any software can do it with 1 click. When it's fully automation, fully artificial intelligence, it's a 0 click. So as companies, we create a platform to install it next to the machine or modality. I mean by machine, CT scanner, MRI, ultrasound, X-ray. Because those machines are the source of diagnostic for all the medical field, for all the patient. When I need a result, I have to investigate. To investigate, I need a machine. After the machine, I need the result. So this is where I am. This is where I install the artificial intelligence, after the machine. How it's helping me? By decreasing, first, it's an AI-based 0 click, like I said, 0 click solution that use deep learning technology to streamline your workflow for fast actionable. Deep learning, you will hear this 2 letters a lot, deep learning. When I hear deep learning, mean I learn the server, the machine, the artificial intelligence. How did I learn it? Did I learn it by sending it a lot of info? I will ask a question again. What is the difference between a good doctor? I will not say a bad doctor. There is no bad doctors, and a normal doctor. Why this doctor? He's better than the other one. What is the difference?
Diagnose more faster. Diagnosing faster.
How he arrived to diagnose faster? Experience. That's it. The experience make him better because he's seeing a lot of information. So this is how I do. This is how I work with artificial intelligence. I'm teaching the servers. I'm teaching the machine. I'm sending them information, telling them if this nodule is rounded, let's say it's normal. If have this shape, it's something. And I'm sending all these reports as well to the machine. So the machine is seeing more than 10,000 images per day, probably. 10,000 patients per day. 10,000 images these days is one patient, by the way. And this is the reason why we create artificial intelligence in medical, because the data is increasing. So in the past, 100 image was one patient. Right now, every CT scan is like 10,000 image, 15,000 image, because we arrived to 640 detectors in the CT scan. MRI, 3 Tesla, it can make more than 1,000 images as well. And all these data need to be processed. The doctor alone, can you imagine a doctor who's clicking like 10,000 click, 1, 2, 3, just to see. And 10,000 click, he's not diagnosed because in 1 second, he cannot concentrate. So this is where we are helping him, okay? So so the deep learning mean artificial intelligence. I'm learning him. I'm giving him a deep learning in order to help me give me faster result. It's decreasing the time from scan to clinical decision. We will see where the scan and where the clinical decision. It will accurate a triage, prioritize, and treatment decision. So I have 3 patients, and one of them is more stat than the other. The artificial intelligence will put it in the front to let the doctor see it first because it's a stat case. Automatically receive a full clinical summary. So I'm receiving with no time, like ChatGPT. And how much time ChatGPT will give you the answer? Like no time, 1-2 seconds. So in no time, I'm giving a full clinical summary to the doctor, giving him my opinion, not the result. Then he will read, and then he will say, this is the result. But I'm giving him my opinion, because probably there is more than 100 nodules. He will not see it in 2 seconds. So I'm helping him. Access the right information at the right time. So I'm concentrating about right information, right time. Everything is helping the doctor. So this is the work of the automation platform. In the past, in the normal way, this is the conventional process. This is a patient, will attend to do a CT or MRI. Then I will wait for the image transfer. There is a person who will transfer it. Probably some machines have automatic transfer, but what will happen, the automatic transfer will send to the 10,000 image or the 12,000 image. I will be stuck in a place that I will have a lot of data. Then the doctor will come, search for image, select it, load it, analyze it. All this time. Then after the analyze, he will do the post-reconstruction, save and prepare the result, and interpret. And if he's busy, it will take probably 2-3 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours. If he's not, he will do it immediately. Right now, after the scan, I will put my automation platform. I'm not talking about which clinical. It's a platform. I will install the automation platform directly after the scanning, and then it will go directly to the doctor. I don't need any person to send. I don't need any person to analyze. I'm helping by reducing the time. You will tell me then artificial intelligence is killing the clinic employees. No. Because right now, I'm not finding an employees for clinics. We are not finding, we always search for nurses, for technician, for. There is a lot of lack on those people. We are not finding them anymore because everyone right now, all the universities are going computer science, artificial intelligence, marketing, business. Those people these days are way less than before. So I'm not replacing anyone. I'm not replacing the doctor by taking decision. I'm always helping the clinic and the hospital. automation emergency stroke CT package. Do we have any questions so far? So what we talk about is the platform I'm installing on the machine or next to the machine in order to give me the result. Now we will see clinical applications on top of this automation platform. Okay, so first lesson, let's say, AI is not replacing the doctor than anyone. Okay, because they will be very upset from us. Please.
How faster, if you want to compare these two, because we're talking about time
Mm-hmm.
to get the result faster. How much fast is the AI automation from the?
Let's say I will answer this one later, but I'll give you now. We have 2 minutes till 7 minutes because we are doing a post-processing.
Compared to 24 hours?
Compared to hours. Yeah. You will see it later and you will have an answer to your question because there is a draft for it. So we will somewhere. Marinella. Sorry guys, this pointer is technical problem. So another question.
Yes, I have a question about
Please.
the data.
Yeah.
Because one of the key challenges in AI is the quality of the data you will feed in this platform.
Okay.
To make sure that we can rely on it. So while you are developing these platforms, what is your source of data?
Machines.
It's
The
gonna
machines.
be machines only, or are you gonna pull it from different countries, different ethnics? Because it's patients related, yeah?
Patient related, I don't have the right to pull it from anywhere because it's for the patient. Medical legally, I don't have the right to do that. So if a single data will be retrieved from a hospital or from a clinic, 1, it will be anonymized. 2, I will have signature or contract with the clinic, and the clinic itself will be signing by the patient, will have a release from the patient that we can use your images but anonymized. So if I made, let's example, we didn't do it, example, if I made an agreement with Mediclinic city over here, that agreement will be that Mediclinic will send me, I'm not authorized to take, will send me anonymized images in order to process it. So this is the source of the data. Hospitals, clinics, everywhere, but the hospitals knows about it, and it will be anonymized with the patient signature.
I agree with you on the legal aspect and compliance approach.
Yes.
That's definitely something that we have to keep in mind. The point for me that is interesting is going to be the amount of reference for this platform that will improve the accuracy of the output.
It's not a question, it's an answer actually.
Really?
Yeah. So the more we have images, the more we have accurate, the more we are sensitive. Right now we are at 92% sensitivity. Yeah, which is very good because we are keeping. We cannot arrive to 100%. It's not possible. So 92% in some application is a very good number. And at the end of the day, like I said before, we are helping. We are not giving the result. Even though we will put a full report in front of the doctor, but it's a help. There is someone who will take responsibility. There is a life in the hand. Okay, so the first one we concentrate on is the stroke. Why stroke? Because it's the second cause of death worldwide, the stroke. The symptom of stroke, I will go a little bit into diagnostic. So we call it fast. Why fast? Because stroke need time. If someone attacked by a stroke, the time is very important. The first thing he will face is face dropping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and the T is time to call the ambulance. So these four steps should be done immediately within seconds. We have 2 kinds of stroke, hemorrhagic stroke and the ischemic stroke. In order to know which stroke the patient have, we need to do MRI or CT scan at least and do the 4 application for the stroke. The artificial intelligence or Canon concentrate on the stroke protocol and create the 4 application in which will help us to know if it's a stroke or not, if it needs operation or not. Now, this is an answer for your question. This is the acute stroke protocol, worldwide, multinational, everyone respected, with the timing, the 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, you need to finish the stroke protocol. When the patient arrives to the emergency department, there is a clinical assessment, blood sampling, and preparation for giving him a medicine. As a human being or machine or artificial intelligence, can I interfere with this part till now? No, it's normal. Arrive, everything quick. So probably 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes max, 10 minutes max. I cannot do anything as artificial intelligence for medical in this part. Then the doctor need to know if it is stroke or not. I will send him, they will call the doctor, I will send him to the CT to do a non-contrast CT. Non-contrast CT because I will not know if I should give him a contrast or not. After doing the CT, before the automation platform, I need someone to read it in order to decide. And that someone will be neurologist, or neurosurgeon, or radiologist. Sometimes, I'm not talking in the city, I'm talking in the suburbs, I'm facing big difficulties to find that someone to read it. And those two applications, the intracranial hemorrhage and the aspect core, and we will see later what will show us, it will take 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes, I'm sending the result by WhatsApp, email, text message, phone, to the doctors assigned by the clinic or the hospital to read it immediately and call me to know what to do. Because after doing this, I have two options. Take the patient to the intensive care or take him to the angio to do an angioplasty immediately. So before that, I was spending 2, 4 hours, 6 hours till I find the doctor tell me what to do. Right now, in 2 minutes, all the results will arrive to their phones and they will decide what to do. Then this is the 2-3 minutes. After that, I will continue to do the perfusion and the LVO. Why? Because I will need a little bit of contrast. I will add the contrast. The LVO and the perfusion is taking 7 minutes. So after maximum 8 minutes, I will know what should I do with the patient. And within those, I will say 10 minutes. Within those 10 minutes, I will not be sitting and waiting, because we all know that when the patient is on the CT, you need to remove him, then put him again on the wheelchair or the bed, and take him back to the emergency. And this time will be minutes, will be counted minutes. So within this time, I will have the result and send it to the patient. Then I will know if I need intervention or interventional or ICU intensive care. So this 45 minutes used to be more than 2-3 hours. And this is why they said, or they classify the stroke as the second cause of death worldwide. So this is what the companies is doing for the stroke protocol. I'm working here for the evaluation in order to reduce time. This is how I'm helping the patient. So the 4 clinical applications we are doing is the non-contrast CT intracranial hemorrhage. Later I will show you what it will show. So I can see the hemorrhage. The aspect core, I can see the different part of the brain, large vessel occlusion, and the brain perfusion. The ICH, we call it ICH hemorrhage, it will detect multiple types of hemorrhage. So this is a type, this is another type, this is another type. So the doctor can see immediately how bad is the hemorrhage inside the brain. The input data, I don't need a contrast, so in 2 minutes I can do it. Accuracy, this accuracy comes from how many cases I'm giving the system. So far we are more than 1 million cases. We passed the 1 million case. The clinical performance, 91% sensitive and 97% specific, because this application is easy. Detect the hemorrhage is easy for the clinical field. The second one, aspect core. In the aspect core, I can give the doctor immediately an automatic quantification of the 10 regions of the brain, immediately with no time. And I will send it to him like that. The brain is divided into 10 regions. With the heat map for this one, we call it red, green, and this heat map for easy visualization. I will give him the 10 point of scoring, and the performance in this one is 77% sensitive, 88% specific, and 86% accuracy. LVO, it will detect the occlusion. When I say occlusion, mean this one is dilated, so there is an occlusion here somewhere, which cause the stroke. So I can detect the occlusion. It will determine if thrombolytic therapy can be applied. And this one, I know if I can give him a therapy, or he will go to ICU, or they will open to put a shunt or a stent in the brain. The input data is a contrast CT. Sensitivity is 93% and 94%. The brain perfusion, I can give him a map. It will analyze the flow of the blood in the brain. So when I know the flow of the blood, I will know how to treat the hemorrhage. So this 4 application, I put it on top of the automation platform. We have the automation platform. After that, the clinical application. Those 4 are dedicated for the stroke. In that way, I will be helping the patient faster. So this is stroke brain. Chest pain. Chest pain, we know a lot of people who feel chest pain. Some of them, like my grandmother was saying, oh, drink a cup of tea. You have a. They will think, so if the chest pain is here sometime, it will be on the head of the stomach. So they will tell him, oh, drink a tea. After 2 hours, he will be dead, because it will be like aortic dissection. And when I say aortic dissection, means the aorta dissected, so all of hemorrhage. There is a lot of deaths caused by the hemorrhage. We create 2 applications, because the third one is not yet finally developed. The PE, we call it pulmonary embolism, and the aortic dissection. The PE will flag and treats patient quickly with positive finding, because the PE is really, really, really hard to be detected manually and need time to be detected. The aortic dissection, majority of the patient coming to the emergency with aortic dissection come in the afternoon or night time. In the PE, it's a life-threatening condition. Prompt treatment reduce the mortality risk. The mortality risk is very high, 30% mortality rate for untreated PE versus 8% for diagnosed and treated PE. Those numbers are made, the majority of those numbers are from the US. 30% mortality are caused by undetected pulmonary embolism. 20 to 50% patients with PE are misdiagnosed, because there will be another diagnosis. The artificial intelligence is opening the door for the doctor to see more pulmonary embolism. At the aortic dissection, as we said, the aortic dissection is the dissection of the aorta, which is coming here. So it's a highly lethal condition if not recognized and treated immediately. Mortality rate, AD 25%, 6 hours, 50% at 24 hours. So if they diagnosed it as stomach pain or pain, whatever, in 24 hours he will be dead. I personally know probably more than 8 cases in the past, aortic dissection, misdiagnosed, and passed away. And of course, majority of you hear it before. Like, he went to the hospital with a stomach ache, then he's dead. Did you hear it before? Majority of it are AD, aortic dissection. So AD and PE share symptoms. An accurate tool is needed to prevent misdiagnosing patient with acute chest pain. So every single acute chest pain we are doing right now is CT chest, and then automatically we will give them the result of the AD and the PE. This is how we work in the chest pain package. When the patient arrives, he will do the CT. All this, it will be automation platform, and then I will export the finding to the insight result. When I say insight result, mean the hospital. It will be sent through DICOM viewer. DICOM viewer means the PACS, the picture archiving and communication system of the hospital, and it will send to the treatment team and the care team. They will have it immediately in front of them. They will know the result and send the order to treat it immediately. Who's intended to use it? Clinicians, clinical use for the chest CT, chest or thoracoabdominal CT, AI, and the clinical notifications. The insight result, and this is how the result will appear. They will have an image. On top of the image, every single application. It can be divided by 8, 10 as based on the doctor's preference. It can be 1, and then or it can be a report saying, let's say, suspected hemorrhage, 2 words. When it is suspected hemorrhage, he will do his job. It's his job to continue, not my job. I did the 90% of it. So the insight result, as I said, can be sent by an email, can be stored on the PACS, and we can have a summary of every single application. The summary of it, it's harness the power of the deep learning, emergency triage that fast and intelligent, make the right treatment plan for your patient, and insight result to make critical clinical decision. So what we talked today is, I will do my own summary. We talked about the automation platform, which is like every single platform done by every single enterprise. On that platform, and that platform is the preparation of every single clinical application that it will be installed on top of this platform. So platform, let's do it like that. We have right now stroke CT application, we have chest pain application, and soon we will have that, it's already in the market, chest X-ray nodule detection. The chest X-ray is the most difficult image to be read because it's only black and white. You need to read it. So we create application to detect more than 50 clinical disease in that chest X-ray, and it will give you immediately a report. Question before I leave: do you know how many X-ray are not read? I would say in our region, let's say the Middle East and Gulf and North Africa area. How many percentage? Give me a percentage of X-ray not read, because the radiologists don't have time for that. They are concentrating on things more, that for them is more important. 60%. 60% of the chest X-ray are passed without reading. Yeah, because we don't have the enough radiologists to do that. Thank you for your time. And do you have any question?
Any questions?
So I have one question.
Yeah.
Regarding this AI platform, is it a software you added on the CT scan or the MRI, or as an add-on, or you have to sell as a machine, including this AI?
Let's keep it simple. Every single AI is a software. It will be installed on a server or PC. Okay, so you have the machine. I cannot say to the hospitals, hey, you need to purchase new machines for having the artificial intelligence. So it's a software next to the machine. It will be images will be retrieved and sent. We need to make it easy. Not only make money. We are making a lot of money, I know, but we need to make it easy. Yeah. No. We have a lot of hospitals, like let's say the last 10 years deal. It's not fair to tell them, hey, change your machine or change your modality. The CT is costing $500,000. MRI costing $1.5 million. To change it in every single, if I made a software upgrade, they need to change it. Not ethical. Yeah. So no, you just need to install a software on a server, of course, or cloud, or anything you have. I will install it for you, license it, and we'll take it from there. Yep. You're welcome.
But it's one question. It will this platform. Okay. Eventually, it uses neural network because deep learning is a neural network.
Yeah.
So it uses neural network, but it will learn from the
the data that it's available by the current patients, or you upload it with
So
the previous patients and
the
platform
neuron,
itself?
the neuron is something different. This
No,
is
no, no,
imaging. Yeah.
You said you use deep learning. When you
Correct.
say you use deep learning, it means a neural network. This is it.
No, deep. Okay.
So this is the terminology of AI.
Yeah.
But I mean, it will learn from your platform. It will learn from your current patients, or you upload it with the data from around the world. You get it.
We get the data from all around the world.
Your
From all around the world. It will learn more as much as you give it data. So regarding the deep learning, before the deep learning, there was a machine learning, and then the deep learning. Deep learning is not necessarily related to the neural. It's deep learning means I'm teaching the machine. I'm deeping.
Sorry, I
Okay.
don't want to interfere.
No, that's fine. You can.
Maybe I can help. I think the question you're proposing, and there is a general answer to that.
Yeah.
The question you're posing is simply, will the system, as it is, be trained on live patient data?
Yes, exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I
And the simple answer to that, I don't know your system, but I wouldn't mind betting 100% it is no.
Yeah.
The system is trained before.
and it's
Correct.
The
already-
system
Correct.
is trained, it's frozen. It's just
So the system, that's it. System is fixed.
Yeah.
System is learned before by all these data coming from it. So images, that's why I say it's purely imaging. When all the data I have, and then I have a new patient who's doing that's it will, from what he learned, it will give you the result.
Exactly.
Okay? That's why I said so simple. Yes, please.
I have a question regarding AI bias, especially when it comes to
AI, sorry?
bias.
Bias. Okay.
Especially when it comes to certain ethnic groups,
Okay.
which are more prone to certain diseases than, for example, the white population. So how do you make sure that you don't have such AI bias when different ethnic groups are being treated or retreated? Because it suggests treatment to the doctor. Or is it left upon the doctor to make these distinctions and say, okay,
As far as I know, and after what we are, because we didn't enter into that part yet. We didn't enter into that part. But as far as I know, we left it to the doctor to decide about it. Okay, and just a small. We have a lot of missing information about some. How can I say it in English? Yeah.
Imbalanced data sets, right?
Correct. Yep. Thank you.
My one doubt is, as I know, I have made a project on this for my master's degree. So what I have seen is that the images that you're getting from the machine is already going through a huge computer vision pipeline.
Correct. Yeah.
So I know that the idea is to help the diagnostician, whoever it is, but would it be better to use raw data from the machines directly instead of going through the whole pipeline? If we can give the raw data directly to
Which raw data exactly? Coming immediately from the machine?
Yes.
We are using it to send it. So
Is it no, I'm saying before the images go through the computer vision pipeline and you get the image, before that, the exact image that you get from the machine.
So the exact image which comes from the machine, it's go to that system. The raw data is coming to that system. We call it automation platform. This one, it's not rounded. So let's say you are a patient. You did a CT. Those raw data images will come immediately to the system, and system will give me the info. It's not turning. It's not going somewhere. It's a DICOM, yeah. That's it. So simple. DICOM raw data. That's it. Just so simple. Keep it simple. Okay. We can make it. We can make a great story about it, but this is very simple. I have a server, artificial intelligence on top of it, patient, images, pop, result. Okay.
Just one thing,
Yeah.
like you said, you have a lot of data now. Have you considered training your own foundation model? Like you said, for chest X-rays, there are like 50 kind of diseases that can be detected in
Yeah.
a chest X-ray. Have you considered training a foundation model to like use an LLM and then generate your response to those chest X-rays?
We didn't consider it. No. We just concentrate on detection only. Yeah.
And the images that are sent to the doctors and you get a feedback from the doctor, is it fed back into the machine learning, or the pipeline, and is the pipeline, does it retrain itself on that, or whatever that CN doctor takes and then?
No, it will be considered as well. So every single report, it will be considered as well to learn the machine more. So let's say we have 92% sensitivity, okay? And this one, it's 92%, and that report is from the 8%. Then the doctor will correct it, and I will have that result. Yeah.
I think the follow-up question to that
Yes.
is that means your system collects data from that.
If I have agreement with the hospital, yes. If the hospital allow me to anonymize the images, yes.
And if not?
If not, no.
And does
Of
that
course.
affect the cost?
Sorry?
Does that affect the cost
No.
that you charge?
No. No, it's not related to the cost. It's pure medical.
Because you're using the data to teach the
Yeah,
system. Then
but not we don't purchase it.
okay.
We don't purchase. So if the hospital agreed, then anonymize, we will take it, because there is a lot of university hospitals who's doing that. They allow us, they ask us to take the data, and we will do the legal agreement between each other, and then we'll take it from there.
It's more beneficial if the hospital allows that.
For us, we don't go there. When it's beneficial, we pull out ourselves. Okay? Yeah, I know there is a lot of companies who's paying a huge amount of money for data.
Yeah.
I know that. But as Canon, we don't do that. Yeah. I know numbers which like, yeah. Yeah. Yes, please.
Good evening. So for the POCs that you are talking, that you collaborate with hospital or universities, when you are doing with them kind of R&D by using the data they provide you, so they can get benefit from your research or your development that's happening, and for them it's considered as a research, can enrich their knowledge.
Correct.
So with how many universities, with how many hospitals in MENA region or GCC you work?
For us, we don't have in GCC. All our hospitals are from the US, Japan, and Australia. Because all our R&Ds are right now in Japan, Europe, US, and Australia. This is as Canon.
Okay, but you are targeting this market, right?
Yeah.
You are targeting the market of MENA region.
Okay. We are targeting the whole world.
From my experience in developing a technology, we need sometimes when you develop a system, especially such systems doing train on data, it has to have the data from the region to give a better solution, because the environment is different. Temperature, for example, humidity, culture of people, type of food, everything. So even disease sometimes, or let's say the R&D itself put different factors.
You are absolutely right. But when we are talking about genetic disease or more EMR part, but for Canon, it's pure imaging. So like I would say pure nodules, TBs, all these medical disease are almost the same. I'm not saying that we don't have to take the data from the Middle East. I'm saying right now we are not retrieving it. The first university they offer themselves are from the Western world. But we have some negotiation with few university hospitals, a few big chains in here to put our machine and retrieve as well. We are taking it into consideration, yes, but we don't have it right now. We don't have it yet.
And globally, you're still in the POCs level.
Sorry, say again?
In the POCs level.
Yeah.
That you are taking the data from the university's
Yes.
hospital, train the system, and let them use that.
Yes.
And get it. That's it.
I offer, like in the Middle East, I offer for 2 hospital POCs. We are in the process. That's why I cannot say the name. Once they sign, we will say it.
Globally, I'm talking globally.
Yeah.
You are doing still.
We are doing the POC levels, yes.
And the data stored when?
Which data?
Data. The data you took from university.
In R&D, Japan, Europe. But I don't need the data. The data is learning. So when I'm bringing a system as a POC, I'm not bringing a data with it.
outside the MENA region, stored where?
Japan, Europe.
I mean, data centers.
Japan, Europe, and Edinburgh. Sorry?
Company's name. Because are they
Yeah.
all the data centers owned by big companies? It's not
Okay.
owned by government.
Okay.
So what is the name of the company that you started?
Why we are going to names? I don't know, honestly.
Data could be also used by the data center to be trained another system.
Okay.
For another application.
I appreciate this, but let's keep the legal to the legal persons. Yani, I don't have the right information. I don't want to tell you.
Each country has policy for that.
For sure, for sure. That's like, let's say in UAE, in the last session, there was a doctor who was explaining all the policy, and we are all under those policies. There was a full legal session for that. In Qatar, it's different. In Saudi Arabia, it's different. Like an example, the cloud server, we cannot install outside UAE. In the archiving system, we cannot install outside UAE. In the teleradiology, no one can read outside UAE. Inside UAE, you can have teleradiology within the UAE network. So in this one, every single data will not go outside the country and stored outside. So in this situation and those products, when you have a machine and you have a server next to it, there is no data coming from outside or from inside pulled outside. Okay? So within every single country, there is a special legal rules for it, and every single company is respecting that.
Because this is very important for us. You know that our country have 220.
Yeah.
And we have, this is a kind of a process for chase scanning for the visa purposes.
Yeah.
So I think to start partnering with a government like Abu Dhabi Department of Health and DHA here in Dubai, it's the key for the success for such system. They have need for it. They have demand. And you can use the data because it's REST data coming from government side. They are collaborating with universities and hospital for universities. And could really add value, saving more time.
For sure.
As you say that we don't have enough resources to analyze every single cases. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. By the way, we had, one more thing. One time we had discussion with a government in the Middle East to do that, but it stopped at certain point because of the cloud server and all these. Thank you for your questions. They were amazing.
I would propose we continue the discussion with Chabel, our panel discussion, which will be in 2 minutes, and he is one of the 3 panelists.
So thank you.
Basically, the questions you have, you can also ask him here and do it in the whole panel. So we will put 3 chairs here, so you have 4 or 5 minutes to take some food, some drinks, and we will continue very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so we continue with our first panel discussion today. Chabel, you already know, so I don't ask him more questions for the beginning. Angelika, maybe you can say a few words about yourself. I already a little bit introduced you, but not that much who you are and your background. So maybe you can introduce you a bit.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. So my name is Angelika. I'm the CEO of a company called AI IXX. I will speak a little bit about that just after this panel. Originally, what you see on the agenda is my colleague Nada. He actually volunteered me to do this here, and then he fell ill. So I'm here for him. And yeah, more about the company and myself. I'm obviously from Germany, as one can most likely hear, and yeah, that's it for now.
And we have Jasmine here. We already heard you asking a lot of questions to Chabel. Please say a few words about yourself.
Yasmin Levezi. I came from robotics engineering background, advocating for women in the field of AI. I established with other co-founders community called Women in AI UAE. It's actually a global community located in Paris, France, but I'm responsible for the United Arab Emirates chapter, which unfortunately is still the only chapter in the MENA region. I hope that we could see more chapters starting around the region. We active since end of 2018, and we still keep empowering and looking to empowering more women in the field of AI.
Maybe we start with you, Yasmin. Can you say an example how AI really has reshaped the industry where you are from? Some example you can give on how really AI changed your way of working or the way of working of your colleagues or the companies you are working with?
If I will talk about my field, which is advanced manufacturing and smart factories, if we talk about it, definitely AI reshaped the industry, and especially after this advanced technological happened 3 years, since 3 years till now. The good thing is that if I talk about our country, United Arab Emirates, and what our government doing and starting, the initiative of government currently empowering people and empowering private and the government sector and even academic sector to go more deep in AI. We all of us have been here about the announcement of investment happen to build the right infrastructure globally and locally. Why we are contributing to the global? Because it's our mission that to save our country's security, to be involved in that, let's say, movement globally of AI. If I talk, I was just chatting before 1 month with my dearest friend. He's from Germany as well. He's the godfather of the Industry 4.0, Professor Herr. All of us, I think, know about him. He's the organizer for the German strategy, and he's the guy who brings this name, Industry 4.0. I'd love always to say that AI, it's a cross-sectional. It's not a single technology. It's a magic word for everybody to say AI, but I always love to keep it under the Industry 4.0 because he's a cross-sectional with all divisions, IoT, sensoring, clouding, and so on. Without all these elements, AI will not be able. For example, without, I have a question before go deep. How many of you heard about the godmother of AI? Because of her, we are seeing this advancement of technology happening today. It's a very famous person. We have godfather for the Industry 4.0, but we have godmother for the AI. It's a professor and the entrepreneur, US from background coming from China originally, Lili Fi. She's a serial entrepreneur tech in Silicon Valley, and she is a professor in Stanford University in US. She's the person behind the new system of computer vision. So that's why we are seeing, that's why they call her godmother for AI, because of her work, we are here today. This advancement of AI is happening. Before, AI is something very old.
Very old, yes.
My age is 35.
It's like probably in the 50s.
Yes, 50s. But because of current what's happening, speed of the connectivity, that's why I'm saying I cannot separate it from Industry 4.0. connectivity speed. Now, all of us in the factories, what we are doing currently because of digital twin is jumping us to the industry 4.5. We are able to make the assets for the whole manufacturing process, supply chain process, everything. So we will be able, to notice what's happening, why it's happening, how we can enhance what's going to be happening, how we anticipate, then how autonomously the system is going to correct this system. This is if we talk about the advanced. And by the way, the advanced manufacturing is going in every single our life, from the airplanes that we are using, from the cars, from everything. And I think by the programs like Ministry of Advanced Technology doing here United Arab Emirates Industry 4.0, when they put the AI and the smart manufacturing part of it and IoT, it's great because it's affordable for anybody, even you are not nation or local. You can just apply for it and you go and take a training in the Age Center, then you will learn. Many factories in the United Arab Emirates, as I know, last year 50 factory has been get assist. 10 factory go to the smart manufacturing because of the AI. They use the new devices of the AI. Even we did not automate the whole factory with AI, but for example, if we come for the quality control, which is before taking lots of time, now we can just simply by seconds using the AI system with machine learning, deep learning, checking the quality of the system and reflecting this on the screen of the operation. And then halas, no need to go and come back. Then for example, if I'm talking about the assembling, even it is manually, but now there is some kind of wearable technologies empowered with AI. It's helping you to do that.
I think all of us here are from the UAE, and you have a lot of knowledge about what kind of programs the UAE government is giving to the
Currently,
market.
people in Dubai and even in UAE, Dubai Future Foundation, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, just before 5 days, launched Dubai Future Foundation, new initiative for AI and robotics R&D grant. So anyone has an idea, there is an AI center here. When you can go on Dubai Future Foundation, now they open the call for the all entrepreneurs, freelancer to come and solve the challenge with them. And it's open for everybody. No need to go, as a pitch at a company. No, you can go directly for the center, presenting the ideas, and if you have the capability to start work on it, not just means the idea. So many things is coming, which is really AI city in Dubai.
If you are a company in Dubai, in UAE, and you want to invest more into AI, you want to improve your processes with AI, you want to invest in AI consultants, you want to do own developments and so on, is there anyone in UAE who they can talk with, who is helping them, who is probably financing some of the projects?
Not only my company. For example, I work for a company in advanced manufacturing. We are going to open Center for Excellence. Not in Dubai, it's going to be in Sharjah. Same the one in Abu Dhabi. If I'm talking about the consultancy and level of assessment and maturity, it could be happen how to help you to build the right strategy, because without the strategy nothing will go. Even you have the best technology in the world. There is a lot of initiatives, as I say, in government. For example, now Ministry of Advanced Technology. If we go for any kind of manufacturing type, healthcare manufacturing, automobile manufacturing, food and beverage manufacturing, medicine manufacturing, construction, they have partnership with global and local startup. Global companies, big corporate like Siemens, Schneider, ABB, and local startup like my company I work for, which is MaxPine. I just joined it recently. Before I was working in a company manufacture mobile service robot. So they balance to partner with the new entrepreneurs with the fresh minds and new methodology, and also the strategy one. So they do for you the assessments. They help you even if you are ready to go to build your strategy and do the digital transformation with AI. They help you even with funding. For example, Abu Dhabi, the department DED, they are even giving that kind. Or maybe the government, if see potential in your business, can invest with you. Forget the government, forget everything. There is a lot of entrepreneur centers who's really supporting even the student or researcher as an entrepreneur by selling the deal with them to give them pre-seeds or seeds to start that technological advancement. But as I say, I love to say always, we need to have a strategy before anything else. Without really having the strategy, so the Prof. Henrik from Germany will not be angry with you. Without having the strategy, everything will get lost. I have seen lots of factory companies, they do and invest in AI, IoT, whatever, and close, shut down.
Yeah. especially like 2 years ago, there was a lot of investment from a medical perspective. We saw it at RSNA, we saw it at ECR, we saw it at JFR. So there was a full pavilion of AI companies. Second year, half of it. Third year, like Jasmine said, like majority close, and you just find a corner of AI companies. Because there was a very high expectation for AI in medical, and then they stop in walls because, like, as you said, there is responsibilities, there is legal, there is cloud servers, there is data, there is all these kind of things. Yeah.
Angelica, can you say any groundbreaking moment in your professional or also private life where you really said, without AI, this would have been really, really difficult, or here really AI changed the way I'm working very, very much? Can you give any of those examples?
That's, for those people that do AI research themselves, a very difficult question. There was definitely one moment, and that was when I decided to actually go into the AI business and not carry on in the well-established security business which I did before. And that was simply due to the attraction. And in security, you live a lot by telling people what they shouldn't do. And that can get a bit boring when you do it a long time. And then with AI, there's still a lot of things you shouldn't do. That's a different thing. But there are also, there's a vast range of opportunities. And that is what made it extremely attracting for a change. Don't tell people all the time, no, you don't. But to go and say to the people, look, if you do it in the right way, this is really beneficial for you. And that made a big change in my life. And that is not applying AI, but hopefully giving AI for other people to apply and making them successful with it.
What do you think are the biggest challenges when it comes to implementing AI in companies? Because what we are observing when we talk with companies, they are dreaming of having all those AI applications running in their companies, but in reality there are a lot of problems, a lot of challenges. So what do you think are the biggest challenges when it comes to companies and to the implementation of AI?
The biggest challenge from my point of view is that the management, the C-suite in companies, they love the buzzword AI. They want to do it immediately, actually better yesterday, and they haven't got a clue what it is, and even more dangerously, they haven't got a clue what it is not. So they have wonderful expectations, and they think, oh, I do this, and out comes the genie, and here is everything solved. I recently had a conversation with somebody somewhere. I don't want to get any more specific because it might get embarrassing. And it's a big factory, and they, we want AI to improve. Yes, what? Just improve, make it better. What do you do with this? So what we did actually is we got a little bit further, so we made some sample results based on existing developments, so it didn't take forever, and simply sent them a nice report, and let's see what comes back. It's work in progress, so I have no idea. But the biggest challenge is actually the amount of misunderstanding what AI is and isn't, and the huge expectations versus what is possible in reality, and where there are sometimes downfalls that these people, because of not knowing what is the background of it, they just don't see. That is the biggest challenge.
But then how's it in hospitals? Because you presented all these wonderful systems, what Canon has. I guess not every hospital is using them, and you are also having a lot of convincement to do to convince people to use it. So what do you think is the biggest challenge there?
So before talking about the challenges, there is something AI help a lot the patient. We didn't talk about it in the MRI field. We all know the MRI is a closed tunnel, or you have the open MRI, which is 0.2 Tesla, which will not give you a lot of information. When you go to 1.5 or 3 Tesla, it's a big tunnel. and the claustrophobic people will not enter into that MRI. There is two types of claustrophobic, the 100% claustrophobic and the half claustrophobic. So we help the half claustrophobic by doing the MRI like in 10 minutes or in 15 minutes, having a result of MRI instead of 45 minutes. So that was one of the challenges that we broke it in AI. But like, most challenges I'm facing is, we were discussing this just before being on the stage, is the fear of the doctors to replace them. This is what we are facing in medical. So the doctors still have that fear that the AI will be replacing them, will be take their own decisions, which is not the case, and which is not something we are doing. So there is a lot of there is a decision to be taken, which will be human as always.
And this is our part when it's coming. Like, we need to be part of this education journey for the partners and the customers.
Yep.
As I say that, first of all, you need to have readiness. And readiness will come, she said that, with building the capabilities. For C-levels, there is a programs. For the second row leaders, there is a programs. And I always say that we need to invest in education. We need to invest in it. Because even today, Yasmin, I'm working in this, I'm still keep equipping myself with courses. Even I cannot go and doing the master because I'm a mother of 3. I don't have time. Just I have baby her age 1 year. But I need to keep myself educating, investing. Even the company or organization I work for, it is not investing in that. I invest in myself because it's worth. I'm building knowledge, plus to building the knowledge, refreshing my minds, and then building more networking. Always I say, like, the people around you impact you and affect you. So surround yourself with right minds or great minds. They'll be your energy. How? Because when you are part, for example, why I create Women in AI? It's an AI action. Because I need the women to have the community when they can't communicate. I need the entrepreneurs, they come and take mentorship, and I need them to have, for example, I partner with Google Acceleration Program, I partner with Amazon, I partner with Sharjah Business Women Consulate, with AI Office. We launched in 2022, first Women AI Majlis. We tackle a different kind of challenge in the social challenge, mothers challenge, then entrepreneurs like us, working in the field with AI. So I think readiness, which is by building the capability, plus assuring that the corporate or the company having their the needs element to sex, for example, sets that in. This is one of the things, strategy, where they're going. It's not by bringing the consulting from outside. It's first educate your people, then they will be able to build the strategy with the consultant, or at least to draft some strategy that the consultant come and correct for them. Then after that, you go and see like how I can, with this strategy, go, what I need, what I can do currently, what in the future. As she said, that many people, they come with a huge expectation. It is a magic word for them, AI.
Yeah.
And sometimes, really, believe me, I have seen not only factories, even government. We have learned here lots of government, they launch many projects, platforms, but then disappear or has a challenge. Why? Because people, they don't optimize the manual, then the automation before going to smart, then to AI and digital. Yeah. So if you still have their loose, and still you have there, you didn't eliminate the losses that you have it, when you jump for a second and third steps, definitely you will not get the impact that you want, return of the investment. At the end, this is technology business. Let's be honest, today, he's doing this R&D, and then he bringing the devices to solve challenges, but it's in business and cost and resources and people. So that's why.
All this happened because, like you said, there was no education in the beginning. The marketing, the booming of the AI was very big. The people are not educating. They were surprised. They were not educated correctly, as you said. They were surprised, like everything is AI, and there was a problem in understanding the AI, like a company that I need something. Yeah. So we will return to the gold word that you said, strategy. There was no strategy at all in the beginning. They begin to do strategy probably 3 years after. Like after marketing all the AI, like everything is AI, everything is AI, everything is AI.
Actually, because
what is AI?
I have a question, how we be part of the ecosystem of AI?
Very good example.
How? It's for you. Guys, it's like a workshop, and you can interact. How will be part of the AI ecosystem? MashaAllah, you were discussing a lot with him.
going to the
will contribute
implementation or do it ourselves, start doing it ourselves, understanding, like you said, getting on with the course?
No, I mean that we need to forget about all of what we talk about strategy. How we normal people forget about jobs, be part of the ecosystem of AI.
We are the source of data on which the AI is trained.
Okay.
We contribute as the data.
And this is all the words. But how we ourselves, like,
I don't think many of us, like corporates as well, we are in the same place. Nobody knows how AI can drive the future. If
No,
you
I'm
think
not
about,
asking.
If
We.
you think about corporates are looking about shareholders. Shareholders will evaluate the position if they have AI problem.
I'm talking about ourselves.
But for ourselves, also, we don't know. That's why we're here. We also want to know.
You're already part of the
how-
ecosystem.
Yeah, which is
How
good.
many of you are using Google Mapping? How many of you on iPhone?
How many are?
How many of you using application for Talabat? How many of you are using application for Kareem, Uber? How many of you using ChatGPT? How many of you using Copilot for Microsoft? How many of you using automation for the email? So we are part of the ecosystem. How to be part? It's three-way. One, to invest. This is for businessmen, government, and so. Second, like to be entrepreneur and bringing the researcher, data science, and start doing the research and this work. Third, that to be using the tool of AI, as he say.
Correctly.
All of us are feeding the system. So that's why, for example, sometimes I encourage mother, please don't have open accounts for Instagram and so on. Don't keep posting your children pictures because all their behaviors are currently took by the company, training all this system of AI. So in the future, they know everything about my children behavior, what his demand, what he wants. So they design everything. Believe me, it's something. As I say, at the end, it's great example about it's beneficial business for our healthcare, but sometimes it's just for marketing, for sales. For example, we have seen like last exhibition globally, CSE or GITEX or other, like they use it for doing marketing for shoes and taking your measurement, your behavior in buying material. Now Talabat, they did huge success. It's a great service. I cannot imagine my life without it. I'm a mother, worker. Also, I have a business. I'm going to start also a new business as well, doing community work, volunteering. I cannot go always for show. I cannot go for Carrefour or Spinach or Co-op. Sometimes I'm just in the night and I need to bring stuff for my baby for school. So I cannot imagine my life without Talabat. I'm subscribed and pay for them pro as well to save costs from this delivery charging, but I'm paying for them. So it's become a SaaS solution. Everybody subscribe for it. They use our data. We, all of us, accept the terms and conditions, but I cannot imagine. I cannot. For example, even you are not using, for example, if you are in UAE since like 10 years back, you remember the traffic, how it was? Yeah. Now, you will not jump in the traffic for 2 hours like before. For example, I came from Sharjah. Before I was working in Dubai, so I have every day to spend 4 hours of my day coming in the morning, at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours, just to come to Zabil area from Sharjah, end of Sharjah, and to go back same in the night. Now, because of Google Map, taking 45 minutes, so I'm not jumping in the big traffic like before. If I'm not in the mood, like today, I'm not feeling so good. I was having conference in the morning as well, so I go back to home. And I decide I will not drive, I will just cook curry. Curry.
You already answered many questions which I wanted to ask. So
it's
not necessarily anymore.
Really, we are part of the ecosystem.
Absolutely, yeah.
We are all, we didn't realize, yes, we are part, even you are not using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Even.
I wanted to actually come back to what you said, because I think you were touching upon a very, very interesting point. We just said, in the past, we made the mistake of jumping into AI without having strategy. Absolutely correct. But what we're seeing at this moment in time is also, for me, a turning point in time, because yes, AI is more and more there. But what the investors see, there is still a jump to go in order to really make money from it. And that jump is currently missing. So it is as if we had invented the motor, but we don't have the car yet. And this is why we're seeing some cutbacks in the investments and and some market turmoil and how some of the tech companies go down, and that has all this has its root cause in there, and there it is really, I think, up to all of us to breach this by making more and more use of AI as and when it's possible.
What would be your recommendation if you see a normal company, you meet this CEO or company owner who said, I want to have AI yesterday, please implement it for me as fast as possible. What is your answer to them? I mean, what is your recommendation how companies can step by step come into the era of AI? So what would be your recommendation for them?
In essence, first of all, understand which problems you have and understand which of those problems suit to AI and which don't. There are problems that are suitable for AI, and you said it very well, it's typically mundane work where you have lots of data and you need to plow through and you get tired and you make mistakes and the time is never enough. That is wonderful, provided you can fence the problem in something that the AI can understand it. Provided that is the case, then AI is super suitable to that. When you have a problem like, oh, I need a strategy for my next business year, please not. Obviously not, because that is something which is at this point in time totally beyond AI. And don't believe all ChatGPT is telling you, but more about this in a couple of minutes. But so finding the right problem, and then, speaking, either taking existing solutions or speaking to people that can develop, or develop in-house. Everything is possible, and then just get on and do it.
So we slowly come to the end with our discussion. Is there any question from your side you want to ask to my three guests?
I have a question.
You was first, then you are second.
Right.
You third, okay, and then we finish with the panel.
So I like hearing from both parties and striking the balance. My question is more around when we're talking about challenges. So we have like two different set of people from two different examples. So people who are very, very on the extreme that they want to get it done and do it now, and the other people who are skeptical. So how do we strike the balance to come on hybrid kind of?
Okay, I have a try. If the two are in the same room, it's possibly the best that can happen to you, because then those two can level themselves out, provided you let them and you guide them a little bit. But if you only have one extreme, one side of the coin, then you automatically need to be a little bit devil's advocate and play a bit more on the other side. So if somebody is super enthusiastic, if I have a customer that is, tomorrow, and look, we can do X, Y, Z under those conditions, A, B, C. And if not, sorry, nobody will be able to give that to you, because it is simply not possible. And so over time and talk, you can get those that are super enthusiastic a little bit back on the ground, and those that are skeptical, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Listen to him, bring him to reality. The one who want AI yesterday, don't break his dreams, but bring him to reality. Let him understand what is AI, what AI can do with him, for him, and for the other people, just tell them the truth. Tell them that it's helping you. So, in my opinion, just we are approaching those two opinions to the middle.
For me, like you have with both of them to sit and doing, it's my way of work.
Listen,
which it's adding to my expert sharing the stage with me, that always I prefer to start doing a kind of workshops he say I want it yesterday, or he say I don't want. Let's start kind of workshops. I have bring the team expert with me, different from finance, from technology, from others, and myself. We sit with them. We see, we assist. Then we ask them question to assist what they are in, what current position they are. Then based on that, we tell them, for example, sometimes I say, please, you don't need to go for it, because now you have to go and do 1, 2, 3, 4, build your team capabilities. It's about the culture, mindset you create for it.
So, next question.
So the main reason I'm here, because when a few years ago we heard about the buzzword AI, it always, I was into the approach of not replacing people, but I believed in something that people who know how to use AI will replace me and you if you don't join their club.
Right.
So this is my mindset, that I want to be with this group, with the group who knows how to use AI, and bring it to my team and to the board of. I'm a member of a board of management, and this is where I see lots of dreams being put on table, where they put, okay, we are going to do X, Y, Z, and I don't see humbly from where I stand now as a beginner to learn AI that this is possible to happen globally, because one of the wrong perception about AI is that they feel, especially in big corporates, that this is going to be the solution that will let the big company become a small, reachable, accessible data channel. So my question is mainly for AI IX. How do you see that we can benefit from this platform or contribute in the growth journey of this platform to be part of the members of people, to be in this club, the club of people who know how to use AI? Definitely this will take us into being better, productive members in our work. When we sit in meeting, when people put dreams on table, how can we manage them? So how AI IX can support us in this?
I mean, first of all, as Yasmin said, you are already part of the club, because you are here and you are already using AI somehow in your daily work. But of course, there's a lot of difference between a professional use of AI and a private one. So there are many different use cases for artificial intelligence in companies. So as you are from supply chain management, there are in every area in supply chain management, in procurement and so on, there are many, many use cases. So I think first of all it's important to really understand use cases for AI to see what could be theoretically possible. Then of course you cannot do everything at the same time. Then as always you need to have a strategy, you have to do a timetable how you are implementing this. But first of all it's really to understand how is my current process working, what am I currently doing, and AI, as Angelica just said, is not doing you a new strategy, but is helping you with a lot of data. It is helping you with certain predictions out of data. It is helping you with improving manual work. So if you see how you are working in your company, how your department is working, so you should look for manual work, for data analysis and so on. For these areas, for sure AI can help you a lot. How can AI IXX help you? First of all, we have many trainings on our platform. So for example, when it comes to procurement, we have use cases of AI in procurement where all these use cases are explained. How you can, what kind of tools you should use for which use case, how you can do it in practice. The same we have for other departments. So if you have a question mark, let's say you're from supply chain now, but let's say you're from marketing, from sales, or from other department, you know, what can I do in this department? Then we have e-learning videos which are showing you all the use cases, which are explaining them to you. So you are, let's say, well equipped for the discussion with your team. Yeah, the videos will not completely equip you to do everything yourself. You will still need here and there an expert to help you or a consultant to help you, but it gives you the knowledge to understand it to have all the vocabulary you need to discuss with professionals, and especially if you are a manager at a C-level or whatever, that you can take the right decisions, what you should do in your company to really implement AI in a wise way and not from today to tomorrow.
Today when we say AI, we need a software to help us take the right decision to be more productive, more efficient. And AI is, at the end of the day, it's created by human. And this human, as has been said, that we are the ecosystem. We are providing information to this software to process and help us validator to take the right decision, to be more productive, more efficient. In this, I want to ask about because in life, we have human error. How much the error of AI, at the end of the day, is giving you his feedback, and you have to take the decision. How much of the error might be committed by AI? Because you are taking a decision based on a software for the data you are providing, who will be responsible at the end of the day? Plus, different part of the question, now we have AI in different sectors, pharmaceutical, medical, aviation. Are they moving, the development of these softwares are moving in the same direction, or every industry has different development or different strategies to be reaching?
Would love to answer to that because, yeah, of course, there are errors related to AI. There is a very well-known error is the simple fact of bias. AI is very much a garbage in, garbage out system. So if you put garbage in, it will give garbage out. So if you train an AI model and you tell it, okay, just take our historical data and now look for a new CEO. If all the previous CEO had been, let's say, typical white male named Thomas or something like that, then it is extremely likely that the next recommendation from the AI will be very similar to that. So that is one thing. In addition to that, there is a totally different problem space. That's actually part of my talk, if you can hold this part for a moment, and that has to do with generative AI and what it can do and what it can't do, and where it fails and where it doesn't fail. But that's part of my talk. Can you wait that long?
For me, I would just like to add, each sector has different way for development. Yeah, because when talk about medical, he's the expert in his field with his doctors.
Even in medical,
there
is a sub, yes, correct. Absolutely. So you can have 85%, 90%. But in medical, always there is a responsible at the end, which is a doctor. He will be always responsible.
And depends about the sector itself. Like when we talk about, for example, I just want to make sure that everybody has same here understanding. We have something which is super AI. We talk about autonomous systems and the new era of AI, which will change really our life if the autonomous cars come really and work. And when we talk about, general AI, automation systems, software systems, detection happening currently, facial recognition, and all the system. Definitely there will be always faults. We created by God, and we are still going and keep doing faults. So this is systems.
But who's smarter? Who will be smarter in the future? AI
because see,
or a human being who created the AI?
I don't believe that something will come smarter than women. Sorry. Smarter than humans. This is as per my beliefs. Because at the end we are creating these systems. Basically. And all of you are experts between data science, between your field. You are the people who's deciding about the data sets, or the people who's deciding about the way you are. But there will be a new era of work, like before COVID. It's same after COVID way of work.
No, it's not.
Different perspective, totally
different
world. When I look in 2019 and the customer I'm talking to them, then when I look now, it's totally different. Even our events, our family gathering, our normal life is totally different. So it will be, I agree with her. Jobs will be replaced. Some jobs will be cancelled. Before, there is no people, there is not lots of people paying attention for data scientists. Now they become super because demand on them. Data engineering, AI engineering. So it's new jobs, in new majors.
These decisions are taken based on AI results. And at the end of the day, the doctor and the engineer or the COO, how much percentage of he's
Each
affected
system
by the
has
decision of
tolerance.
AI?
Each system, if I talk about the industry we work for, it is production, not medical. Production, for example, producing type of cars or something like this, they have tolerance. Then you will find a way like how you can check that tolerance. There is always will be a challenge, and you will solve that challenge. But it depends about the industry itself.
And also, I mean, just because we heard it before, there is a system that has an accuracy rate of around 92%. How many humans achieve that same accuracy rate? Maybe not all. And then I rather have an AI looking at my thousands of images of an MRI or whatever and coming up with the recommendations, and a doctor that possibly is doing that for 2-3 hours, had maybe 3 shifts in a row, is tired, and that accuracy will clearly not be 92%. So we always need to make sure that we don't forget what we compare it with.
It's only about timing, I think, sometimes. A human being take fast decision and you regret later on.
Absolutely.
Where AI give you the accurate decision and maybe 90 to 99% it's correct.
Okay, I think this brings us to the end of this panel.
I'd like to add something. That
Okay,
one other thing that we need to take care of is that from a legislative or regulation perspective, AI is being taken separate or differently. So the first thing is AI is just assisting a human being. So just like in the case of the medical, so it is not like that AI is so autonomous that it is doing the decisions and those decisions are taken across. So it is assisted AI, thereby risk is less. So the chance of adopting that type of AI is much more. Then comes that AI is going to do the things, but the humans are going to do the just exception processing or do the manual override, in which case like AI is controlling the thing and humans are just in case if there is an exception. And the final thing is a complete autonomous AI. So that's where the problem lies, that if...
Which is happening, just to be true, I mean, talking about reality. Why now they are pushing the autonomous systems? Because reality. I managed first a project in UAE for autonomous taxi when I was, it is like 7 years back something. Then recently after COVID, when we saw improvement and supercomputer, another type of computers coming, quantum computer, stuff like that. So we start talking about really the smart cities when people they talk, okay, then we have these autonomous cars, we have this quantum computers, so the systems will start talk to each other. So this is going to happen. That's why I agree with her. There's a jobs will be replaced and jobs will be cancelled. But still, we are the creators for that. For example, they will create new jobs and new things when you control. For example, I will be the supervisors for this. I will be, for example, able to control the real avatar. Metaverse is linked to AI. There will be a real avatar. Just today, we're talking conference with Japanese industry, and we're talking about real avatars, communities, and growing globally. Maybe in MENA region, we didn't yet hit in that era, but it's in Singapore, in Japan, in some countries in Europe, it's happening that. So yes, it's going to be happening reality. If we talk about 5 years about the transportation systems, it's totally different now.
Okay,
I need to interrupt because otherwise we will never stop.
So keep educating yourself.
First of all, thank
We
you
need
very
another
much.
conference.
Thank you very much, Jasmine. Thank you very much, Chabelle. Angelica hinted many times that she will talk about this in her speech, so I'm very much looking forward to her speech.
I really like her solution.
We will continue with Angelica, that she gives us her insights about artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
There was so much overlap. What could I do? ist gut. Wow. Ein bisschen Schwund ist immer. I need a move. Ah, super. So this, ja, das kann ich. Okay. So, to all those that are kindly left, thanks for staying. And we will talk a bit about how we can integrate AI successfully, especially from a company perspective in our world. As said, I'm CEO of AI Directions, and when you look at our vision, then this links very nicely with the title of the talk, but that is a mere coincidence, as I didn't actually design the title. But so we really want to help people making good use of AI. We are a research and development company, a small company aiming at niche problems, which hopefully, inshallah, make a big impact. Here is a couple of things that we are doing. We are mainly concentrating in the area of computer vision. So whatever the camera can see, we try our best to make use of it. And we also have an IoT part that does things related to building management and. But for now, let's look into why are we here and what are we talking about. So we heard just now in the panel a lot about, well, there was the first AI wave, and that is the AI wave when actually talks were more about what on earth is it? What is AI? Does it bite? Can we eat it? Whatever. And then we evolved, and now we are asking ourselves, okay, now we understand a bit more at least of what it is. So now we start to pose the question, how can we make it work for us? How can we make it into profit for us? And that is what I want to talk a little bit about. And obviously we have seen a lot of interesting developments, one of which is all about generative AI. With generative AI, yeah, at first everybody was just gobsmacked. When I remember, I think in the first day, ChatGPT had 5 million users. That is a response I think everybody would love to have. And then, over time, after first playing around and people started to use it a bit more intensely, then they noticed, this is a strange answer. Because what happens is sometimes ChatGPT gives perfect answers exactly to the point in a nice way, and you think, yeah, this is helpful. Next question, posed a little bit differently, maybe using an awkward word or whatever, and you get total gibberish. You can get perfect gibberish and anything and everything in between. How can that happen? And this goes to your question. What happens is that these generative AI solutions, they are trained on a certain amount of data. That amount is by nature always finite. There's nothing you can do. There is an end to it. So there's always some that is not included. And for those not included, the system goes and uses stochastics. Yeah, and stochastics, if you know about it, law of large numbers, etc., either it works or it doesn't work. You never know. And that is what makes the systems hallucinate, and this is what can go wrong. So that is this small defining point, and therefore it is important. It is wonderful to use neural networks and self-learning systems and, but know when you use them and know about their limitations. Right, we talk more about large language models later, but now I would like to give you a couple of examples of how AI can be used. We already heard a lot about AI in medicine, so I keep this rather brief. But there is, as you see, these are, and that is actually true for the whole of the talk, these are just mere examples and have no idea of being complete. Don't think this is all. This is not even scratching the surface. So there is one thing that I was really very impressed with when I heard it, and that is, again, possibly a couple of years ago. There is an AI solution that I think was by a big American company that also has data centers here, where for cancer patients, the AI solution was able not only to identify, but to have a very clear image, because what you want with cancer is obviously you want to cut everything out. But especially when you are in precious organs, let's say like the brain, then you don't want to cut anything more than in any way necessary. And this solution actually managed to do this by the millimeter. And I was very impressed, and that's still working. But, and here I'm very much with Shabal, please never let the AI take decisions. And that is not only true in medicine, that is true in whatever else you ever can think of. This is far too early to even think of that. AI helps, AI supports, monitoring, alarming, pointing your nose into the right direction, all that, yes. Decision is with the human. And there are other medical applications. Some things I find extremely interesting is the biomedical AI, because that is using multimodal AI. That means different types of AI that come together. And that is very promising, but it is at the very beginning. So this is beginning, it's research. It's a very interesting integral in the medical nature. And one thing we didn't talk about very much, and that is a very different aspect of AI, and that is a commodity aspect. We have, of course, in hospitals, we have those elements that are called the patients. And patients need time and they need dedication. Very often, and we heard it, there are not enough nurses. That is not here. It's the same in Germany. It's the same possibly all around the globe. It is difficult to get these people. So what's nicer it's definitely nicer for a patient at least to wake up at middle of the night and there is at least a chatbot that asks the most burning questions than just pressing and nobody is coming. So that is one thing. We developed a solution that helps just through the use of the normal camera, objectively detect in how much pain a person is. And that can help a lot in the conversation with the doctor, because doctors have their own views sometimes of the situation. And it helps if there is something supporting, again, not making decisions, but simply saying, hey, this patient really is in pain, please take care of it. And it can help to, triage is too hard a word, but at least to prioritize and to make sure that the right people are treated when needed. There are more applications of AI. For example, in the legal field. Here it's not so much used that I think, but in US it's huge. There are so many tools already out there people use, and it helps. And here is a very good example. There is a danger that these type of white-collar workers will at least partly be reduced Not totally replaced again, because there's still some intelligence to be put on top of it, but like the clerk that scans all the recent legislations that came out and puts that into relation to the business of the law agency, that can easily be done by some AI application. And so you don't need that. Contract review, highly boring, can be definitely supported by AI. Interesting enough, nowadays also generative AI is debated to get an inclusion into law. And then we are back to exactly what we just discussed with the LLMs. Yeah, there is definitely a business impact and there is more effectiveness, super. But what about reliability? What if that thing that you want to use, and it is an important court case, and it starts to hallucinate a little bit? You possibly don't want that. So that is the legal field. Another field, totally different, AI in farming. It sounds far apart, it's close together. Del Monte, for example, the big company, they use a lot of AI to see whether their crop is growing well, whether it has any diseases, whether there are insects there, and you can also do a lot of managing and optimizing the use of water, the use of pesticides, and. So that is, and another even further apart, what you think, AI and supporting climate, ecology. First of all, when you create an AI system, you use a lot of energy. That is true, unfortunately. It's nothing to toss gloss over. It is what it is. So you use a lot of energy, yet once that is done, the system that is coming out can be absolutely running with low energy, with maybe little connectivity, even on small compute if you did do it right. So there you don't need much anymore. And a lot of these things are actually reused. Once you have a model, for example, that identifies wheat, going back to the farming, then this model can be used for all sorts of different wheats, maybe adapt a little bit whether they have more green hairs or whatever they have. I don't know, I'm not a farmer. So with reuse of models and having models that work economically, that helps. And on the other hand, we have learned that AI is very good in optimizing on scarce resources. So if we help to save water, help to save energy, and there are applications for that, then that's good. Another topic, very, very famous, retail. Retail loves AI. You possibly have done this. I actually haven't yet, but I have to try this one day, where you go into shops and you have these avatars and you don't need to try the coat on or try the haircut or try the lipstick or whatever, because the system does it for you. And that's wonderful, because then you see immediately, oh, no, not for me. And then you know, you leave it. And these things happen. And the same thing, a lot goes into optimizing the stock. There's a lot of in time to the shop sorts, because storage place costs money. So when you have a bit of a predictive capability of, okay, now we're going into that and that season, so that part of this type of clothes will be needed more, and we've seen in the past that and that worked, then you can order in advance and you're well equipped to that very thing happening. So that happens. Another thing that, and this is more now to the human side, shopkeepers love to understand what the customers are doing. So they want to understand when the customer comes in, which areas are in the shop where all the customers go to. Maybe not all, but a large percentage. So And there's one area. Then there are other areas where they all just pass by and don't look. And when you have an understanding of that, then obviously you have a good idea of product placement. You can understand how the customer-staff interaction is. How much does the staff actually is in contact with the customer? You don't want staff, and I've seen that here in Dubai quite a bit, that talk to each other, and you can browse there for half an hour and you can't get their attention. That's not what you want. So there are things where AI can help. And finally, predictive AI, yeah, in finance particularly of advantage, but not only. AI is very good in understanding data and seeing some patterns that are possibly a little bit hidden to us because we cannot process that much data. So therefore, prediction is good. Right. Having said all this, let's come to what you can do. Assuming in your organization you wish to implement or you want to do an AI project. First of all, as already stated earlier, be clear of the problem you want to tackle. If you have a problem that is in any way very human decision related, hands off. If you have a problem where possibly a review of, let's say, 15,000 pages of certain journals and you want to extract, then you can use some AI suited to that. So that's a good start to understand that. Also, for AI solutions, you do need data. So if you start an AI project and you want to, let's say, automate a supply chain thing, then you need to have an understanding of the ins and outs and the data that are produced by the current supply chain process. Because otherwise, if you don't have that data, general data will not help you because it's your process. Therefore, you need to make sure that the data is there. The next thing to be aware of is, please don't try to solve all the problems of the world. Definitely not at once. Start, especially if it's a first project, start small. I've seen, and there I'm very much with Jasmine, when she said, yeah, governments sometimes also, and they purchase these huge solutions. And a year later, gone. You don't hear about it, you don't see it. So that is possibly money down the drain, unfortunately, because the necessary steps before even going there have not been taken. So start small, definitely, and we heard that also before, do a proof of concept, very important, because you want to know, no matter whether it's in-house or whether it's from somebody else, you want to know whether this solution you in future want to embark on, that this solution is actually fulfilling your success criteria. If it isn't, what's the point? Another important point to clarify at the very beginning is, of course, also, are there existing solutions available? If something, very often, we are not that unique in the world, obviously, so there might well be somebody in a similar field that had a similar problem before. If that's the case, search a bit. Maybe you can reuse something, maybe with a little tweak, but you can reuse something that has already been developed. Don't reinvent the wheel. So these are just the beginnings. And then we come to the psychological aspect to it. Don't try to put an AI project in place when you don't have the support inside the company. And that support means from the management side, which is sometimes not the most difficult, but also from the worker side. And here we go back to this communication, will we be replaced? Oh, and all the fear and these fears need to be taken very seriously, because these are the people that in the end will feed into the system, and if they don't like it, now you can imagine what comes out of it. So agree on it, and even though it is possibly one of the best hated work topics in the world, but you need decent project management. There's nothing we can do about it. The next thing what we do need, talking about data. You need to have, not only need to, you to have the data needs to have the right amount of quality. If, as I said before, AI is garbage in, garbage out. If the data is crap, your solution will be crap, because it is trained on the wrong thing. Therefore, the quality of data is important. And finally, also, think of data labeling. We once or twice used companies doing it. It is a terrible job, and I don't wish anybody to do it, but unfortunately it's necessary. And all this data stuff is actually a project on its own and should possibly be handled by somebody that knows a good amount of data. Then we split into two possibilities. You either do in-house development, or you go and use an open source or purchase or whatever else, take a solution outside. When you do in-house development, most likely most of you will not do this, but if you do, you need to make sure that you select the right models. And another thing, another myth, so many people think, oh, the AI model, that will solve it. No. You need, for a typical day-to-day problem, you need anything between 3, 4, or 7, 8, or 15, or whatever, how many different models for the different parts of the problem. If you don't do this, you have too much to do at the same time, and you have a lot of error propagation. Nobody wants it. So, for example, we are in computer vision, and when we, for example, talk about this pain detection solution, we have one part that says, oh, there is a face. Then there is a second model that normalizes the face, because they come in different sizes, in different positions, so normalization. Then there is one that identifies those muscles that have to do with this pain assessment. Then there is one that looks into the contraction of those muscles. And then finally is one that makes the recommendation, okay, this is the assessed pain level. And this is not now shortened. There are some other steps in between. I just don't want to bore you too much, but just to show this is how it works in reality. Another thing which all the rest is pretty much normal. Another point I really want to stress also is, after all what we heard about this wonderful neural networks, generative AI, and so on and so forth, the lack of reliability here. Be deterministic as much as you can. We try all the time not just to throw some neural network solutions at a problem, but we try to give it a deterministic frame around it, so we know at least what we are doing. And then for sub-problems, where with a sub-problem you know exactly what you compare the solutions with. The example that we heard about the medical applications, that is a perfect example, because there you know what the outcomes should be. You can immediately detect if the system is getting crazy, and so that helps. If you are not in that safe space, please be as deterministic as you can. And for some problems, yeah, use lots of neural networks and, but only for those where you can say, okay, this is a good output, good system, or this is not, another one. If you go to the outsider, open source, whatever you do there, manage this well, make the right selections, and make sure that you protect yourself, and make also sure that you keep an open enough mind to let the other solutions live, because sometimes things are complex, sometimes things are difficult, and it is important that things work together. A short example, when you, and that is just on a very high level, and for those that want to know more about LLMs and whatever, that is possibly a different talk on its own. If we go into all this today, we'll be here far longer than we are already. So when you use an LLM, identify where to use it, and that is now applying pretty much this general steps, just shortened because it's a very specific solution. So you identify which problem you want to go to, and there are many different, and there are so many LLMs out there, and you can use them for so many different things. So this sounds as an easy, straightforward step. It's possibly not. Don't underestimate it. Find a good use of it. Good. Then you see, is it actually something where you say, okay, this is good enough to go, we can use it? Or is it something where you say, okay, some more development is needed. If more development is needed, it's another sub-project following the previous. And then when you use it, and now I just take the wonderful example of ChatGPT, I read somewhere, yeah, this is so wonderful because we don't need to train our employees. No, the opposite is true. I'm not saying a 3-day training course or something like that, nothing super intense, but at least an hour or two, so people know, A, don't always rely on it, very, very important, because that can be a costly mistake. If, for example, you publish or whatever, not a good idea. But also how to make best use of it. We use it a lot, actually, this and Copilot also, to help programming work, or actually even more so the documentation of the programs. For these things, it's fantastic, but not always. So you just take the fantastic parts and rectify those parts that are not fantastic, but you need to know. And there are certain ways of prompting ChatGPT in order to get the answers you want. And there are also ways of asking questions which are not likely to come up with a good result. So these things should be told to people before using it. And also, this is possibly my security background, but you should have a good policy in place how to use it. What if you have a tech-savvy employee, didn't get the last pay rise, is a bit unhappy, and asks ChatGPT, please do me a nice virus, difficult to eradicate, and you have a problem that you don't ever want to have. And therefore, in the same way, monitor. And Outlook, I understand we talk about trends in the panel afterwards, so I don't want to say too much. There are things we know. There are things we don't know. One thing which is a bit of a pain is the EU AI Act. I don't know how much you know about it. I'm very happy that our company is here. It is terrible. Okay, so that's it. Any questions?
Any questions? One there?
My question is related to when we are planning to implement this as a project, especially into supply chain. So how you will be supporting in terms of ROI, return on investment, and you have a like cost benefit analysis.
I have not done any supply chain projects, so this is a tough question. And also, it depends very much. The question is a little bit, how long is a string? Because, okay, which problem in supply chain? Supply chain itself is huge. Which problem exactly do you want to focus on? Is it availability of transport, let's say? Then you can simply calculate the costs for transport not being available, the additional storing costs of the goods, and. So you do that. Or maybe you need to hire replacements, and. Versus if you use an AI to plan this and you get the right verification in, so you avoid these problems or at least milden it, and then it's a simple calculation example. And then you take another part of supply chain and the calculation will be entirely different. So it's always dependent on the particular problem. There is no one-shot answer to that.
So thank you very, very much. We have now one last panel. So please stay here and we immediately set up the chairs again and we can immediately continue. We will continue for one more panel. So next to me is Himanshu. Maybe you present yourself a bit about your background. What are you doing? And most importantly, what are you doing with AI?
Hello everyone. So I was part of Harvard Crossroads Emerging Leaders program, and currently I'm an AI researcher in AbReOc. It's a company based in Abu Dhabi, in Masdar City, which is quite known for creating foundation language models like Falcon and the Med42 from medical language model from G42. Also, I worked with Etihad Airways, with Citibank, and some other entities. So I have experience from different industries, and currently I'm mostly into AI and consultancy as well.
Okay. I think you can directly continue with your short presentation.
Okay, so I'm Ali Safri. I'm Chief Technology Officer in a company called Avanza Innovations. And what we do is we look at the emerging technologies and provide solutions based on that. So we work with Web3, blockchain, AI, metaverse, and we provide the solution around a lot in the whole MEA region for these kind of things, yeah.
We have Abdullah.
I'm Abdullah. I recently did my BS in AI, and seeing how the world is progressing with AI, I started to start my own company, Galvan AI. And currently we are working on projects related to computer vision, AI, generative AI, genetic algorithms, and mostly we are dealing with clients from USA, UK, and Canada. Yes, that's it for me.
Okay. What are, let's start with you, Abdullah. What are, according to you, the biggest industry trends when it comes to AI in the moment? We all know about ChatGPT and all these things, but what do you think in the moment are the biggest trends that are coming out, and how are they changing our world, our industry?
I think currently there's a buzzword of AI, so everyone is like, we want AI. So in there, they just don't know what exactly they want to go into AI. They just clients come to us and we want to introduce AI to our company. So they do not have any exact idea of what to do. So what we tell them is first to come up with an idea. The most industry that we face with is retail and marketing. They just wanna create marketing strategies. They want AI to enhance their sales, and they want AI to create an environment for them, or just be their marketing manager, bring them more leads, bring them more clients. So that's one industry. And other industry is, I think, biomedical industry, where AI is playing a bigger part. We have heard about the generative AI, the image classification, where we have seen it before, where we can see the classifications that are being done and detecting the diseases. But there is another part of it, the genetic algorithms. Now what genetic algorithms does is it's basically you, before genetic algorithms, how we used to deal with viruses, or the solutions was, we took the viruses, we want to create a vaccine, we create lots of variations for them, we grew them manually, and then we tested them out, then we crossbreed them or mutate those viruses, and that was a manual process. We needed proper time for that virus to expand on itself. But with genetic algorithms, we can reduce those time, we can take those viruses, we can create their DNA profile or their protein structure, we can feed it to the AI, and what AI will do, it will just speed up that process. What was before gonna take months, now it's gonna depend on computational power. As much as computational power you have, if you have a lot of computational power, you can create new variations of that virus within a day. So I think these are some of the industry trends that are going on.
Okay, thank you. Ali, what kind of problems or challenges, let's say, of nowadays world, which were always thought impossible to be solved, are now probably possible to be solved thanks to AI, or maybe they are already, or you think that they can be possible very soon? Can you give one or two examples that are coming to your mind?
I'll say one other thing as well, that with every technology there is a hype cycle.
Yeah.
So there is a crest of inflated expectations, and then there is a trough of delusionment. So what happened was that AI was there from quite some time, solving problems as well. The biggest challenge was around the data, whoever was having the best amount of data, because try to understand it as like a car which has three components. If you have a very good car structure, so that is the model that is available with everybody in the world. The next thing is the fuel. The fuel is the data. You do not have the fuel, your AI doesn't work. And the third thing is the engine, which is the GPUs. So now the problem is GPUs are so expensive that anybody cannot have a very good model according to it. So this is a triangular problem that everybody has in order to have good AI. Whoever could solve those three things model was available with everyone. You get the best data, you get the computation power. Yes, you have a very good performing model available with you, right? So this is how the evolution of AI has happened. But with ChatGPT, suddenly AI came into the hand of everybody. When people started to use, I can generate content, I can summarize content, I can find out answers to my questions. So that is where the thing started to go in a direction where end users could start to feel that particular AI, right? So now there is a kind of a crest of inflated expectations from this particular AI. Now again, we cannot ignore that along with this particular technology, there are many challenges that are to come along with it as well. One of the thing that Angelica, right, she highlighted around the security aspect of it. Imagine a thing that this generative AI is good at generating code. So on a constructive side, 2 to 3 years down the road, what is going to happen? You ask software developers to create software, right? A good ERP system or a good website or a good any other kind of a system, or for example, a mobile application. Now, what would be the new language? English or any other regional language? You just do the right prompt engineering, then the application is ready, right? So that would be in the hand of the masses. But another problem that could occur is that a simple 6 to 7 years old who is kind of not in a right set of mind, he might be or she might be doing the prompt that give me some malicious code, and that is going to get executed. And how this become worse is that as part of the statistics, every organization has some open source code base as part of their total structure of programs. They have used certain open source library. 96% of every organization that is running across the globe uses some open source code, and this goes to a LLM model, and people can generate any kind of vulnerabilities. And imagine the cyber security aspect of it. That is going to be a big challenge, because how much money are you going to push into the cyber security? Because because previously there were very experienced hackers who could do the things. Now the technology would be in the hand of 5 to 10 years old who could actually create any sort of destructions. In the past, there was a log4j vulnerability in an open source code base that was being utilized across everybody in the world, and it created havoc across. So imagine this kind of problems that are going to arise. Now take another examples. We all open this particular account and they say, okay, for the customer KYC purpose, you could just do your facial verification, or for example, a video liveliness check. Generative AI, it could generate the videos of you, and based on that, it could pass all those particular checks. It's very, very dangerous that is going to happen. And similarly, if somebody is calling you, they can clone the voices using the AI. So a lot of technology that we currently have, that we think and we trust with the way the generative AI is going to actually change the landscape. So there is a constructive element to it, but what people are not seeing, that whatever technology that right now you have, everything you need to change across. And technology like, for example, blockchain have to play the role, because you cannot trust anything. You cannot trust if somebody is calling you, is that particular correct person. You cannot trust any information that is generated. Like there is a news channel with a perfectly looking anchor and a video generated. You cannot trust that particular content. So a lot of other questions arises in terms of as a challenge in terms of, so I am not talking about the constructive aspect. What I am seeing is that there is another thing and people are not working on that area. So that concerns me basically.
Yeah, I agree. Himanshu, how do you see the future of AI? If you look for the next 3, 5, 10 years, and which industries you think will benefit the most of this development, which has already started and which is still to come?
Sure. So first of all, I'll come to the future of, let's say, foundation models, let's say LLMs, for example. So you would have recently seen the release of O1. So why that's very unique in itself? Because it follows a framework called agentic frameworks, which is quite popular these days. So because we, in research, we use things like autogen, which is like several LLMs talking to each other and then coming to a decision. One of our panel speakers said that you can't trust the output from an LLM because it can hallucinate. But what if we make 4 or 5 LLMs sit on a table, discuss with each other logically, and they are assigned a particular role? So let's say one of the LLMs is a lawyer or a model trained on legal aspects. One of them is a model trained on management aspects. And then they talk to each other and then they come to a conclusion. It generally is better. So if you see the O1 model from OpenAI, it is far better when it comes to solving complex problems because it has this chain of thought procedure. So coming to the future of LLMs, they will move into a direction where they'll make more sense, rather than hallucinating, and those systems will be even more complex. Now coming to the industry use cases, so I have very interesting, examples, even from personal life, because we have been using AI and providing consulting to different companies. One very interesting use case is music, AI generated music. You can do it right now. In 15 minutes, you can generate tracks of proper hip hop music, and it will seem like really real. And you can even clone your voice, put your voice into that. It will like, wow, you are a singer, right?
Finally, I can be a singer.
Yeah. So these kind of mind-boggling things are happening. Another example I'll give you. So there are a lot of legacy softwares which corporates use for HR systems, for ERP systems, all these. Now with AI, a lot of these can be actually replaced within 1 or 2 years. I know companies which are big HR tech companies or recruitment companies. They are setting up their AI R&D base because they understand that a lot of things, like for example, ATS system does keyword matching, right? That's a quite mundane way of looking at CVs or profiles. We can put LLMs which are expert at understanding people, let them talk to each other like the hiring manager and the recruiter does, and then let them come to a conclusion, having a look at the OR profile, maybe a GitHub profile, maybe his research papers, taking all these aspects into account, then coming to a conclusion. So a lot of legacy software systems we'll see getting replaced from these kind of Gen AI systems. My company, for example, we already have started automation of a lot of aspects of our business, and also many government entities in Abu Dhabi are doing that. So I think that's where we are moving. We'll see use cases in multiple industries. One of our panel members was talking about genomics. So we actually did consulting with one of the genomics companies, and they actually developed an antibiotic from AI, and it actually was in news. So we are living in a world where we are already seeing results, and this is going to even get better. But yeah, we need to be very careful because this can become very dangerous if not taken proper care of.
Let's talk about the workforce or the people working in the company, because I think we always say that AI is not replacing humans, but on the other hand, we hear that all the data processing or the operational work will somehow be taken over by AI. So there will be definitely jobs which are replaced by AI. So what does this mean for the workforce? And if you are a young professional now and you are orienting what you want to do in the future, what do you think are the most, or what are jobs which are really needed in the future, qualifications needed in the future in the era of AI? So what do you think is important, or what you should learn for the coming future? Anyone who wants?
Okay, I'll say one thing over here. That see, when we talk about AI, it takes the data that is available, and based on that model could predict or do a specific number of things. Like for example, if we talk about LLM model, it's not intelligent at all, because what it does is it spits out one next token, predicted token at a time. So that's why it generates things in a stream. So you ask it a question based on whatever data, very large language data it has seen across. There are like a model available. So based on that, after multiple iterations, it is going to spit out one word. After that, it is going to spit out another word. So the problem is that whatever data it has seen, based on that, it could give the output. Creativity is something which the humans have. Unless and until there is no new data that is generated, there are no new consultants coming up with newer concept. There are new explorations, new concepts coming out from the human mind that AI has to always catch up. So the idea is, rather than doing manual kind of jobs, which could be replaced by the AI, put yourself in something which is of a creative nature. So then you are always above the game, basically. You cannot be replaced then.
Yeah, in our company, actually, we introduced this concept of employee repurposing, which is you repurpose employees, to more productive things, right? Rather than doing something which can be replaced by AI. So as a human, we have to think like whatever work I'm doing right now, is it replaceable? That's why I think one more thing is very important in current era is AI literacy. I call it AI literacy, which is all of us should understand, even if we are technical, non-technical, doesn't matter. We just need to understand what AI can do and how it can replace my work or augment whatever I'm doing. This is something which all of us need to be aware of in the current times.
And as we speak about the jobs, what job is going to be more important? I think it would, rather than AI engineers, we need more data scientists. We need more people who know how to build data, because as she talked about, garbage in, garbage out. So if the data going in is garbage, we are definitely going to receive garbage out. So we need more data scientists, more jobs that focus on the cleaning of data, the annotations of data, how we are going to construct those data pipelines, how we are going to reinforce data back into the models, what data we need to throw out, what kind of more data we need, how we need to handle the imbalance of data, and how do we need to deal with biasness. So those data jobs basically are going to be really important in the upcoming years.
And I like to add one thing over here is that that the way the AI is evolving, so we should from a fourth industrial revolution perspective, there are many technologies that we need to see that they are going along the way as well. They are maturing as well. From the IoT, if it goes across, a lot of sensors data is available, so a lot of data is available. From Web3 decentralized, a lot of data is available. So everything is getting digitized. Every movement is getting digitized. Every device is getting digitized. So data, there is a lot of data. And then there is AI, which is good at generating code. So that AI could also be a data scientist to actually learn from that particular data as well. So ultimately what I think is that those data scientist jobs, they would be in a little bit of danger in the future as well.
Actually, there is a company in the US, I just forgot the name. So they provide these AI employees. It's a startup. It's got a good amount of VC funding. So they basically provide you tailored employees for your need. Those are basically AI, but that can be trained on your specific job if you provide them, the specific data and requirements. So we are already moving in that direction in our companies.
And exactly, there is one another concept that we are working with the companies as well, that in organization there are multiple departments. There would be an IT department, there would be a HR department, there would be a compliance department. So at the first level, there would be an Oracle twin of that particular department itself, because what it needs to learn about all the knowledge base of that particular department. Let's say, for example, HR. Normally people approach HR about the very same questions. It is not different, right? So you take that particular knowledge base, teach that to that particular HR bot. Secondly, what HR do? HR actually screen those particular resumes, There is ATS available, but it is keyword matching. But imagine even with the large language models that are available, it knows about all the job descriptions available, right? So let's say, for example, if somebody is a construction engineer, somebody is a software developer, he would write things in their resume, right? So what happens is you screen across based on your job description that he is fit for the job, and whatever he's claiming in the CV, create on the fly questionnaire and send him. The okay, tell us if you, whatever you are saying, it's very personalized, right? For a human, it would be very difficult to actually manage that. But for this large language model, it is very, very much easy. It will take the CV, generate some 10 questions and just screen him. He is right or he is wrong. So a lot of those particular oracles could be created for the compliance, for the legal. Like I am launching an RFP, I pass out to this compliance board, it will tell me these things are missing across. And this is going to happen because these are human assisting bots, so that will be going to change the things. Secondly, one other area that would be disrupted across is, see, you guys, like we use many organization services, right? So what we do is that we go on their website. Like for example, a bank is there, so I will go to the mobile banking or the internet banking. Everything is happening fine. But the day if anything goes wrong, I'll be struggling. They'll tell us to call a call center number. We'll call them, they will take us into a maze of IVR options in which we would be getting drowned, waste our time, and finally an agent would be available, and that particular agent will listen to us. We don't know where he is, what are their emotions, but as the knowledge base of the organizations, the problems, the systems are integrated with this particular one bot, that is much better option than an IVR, because it might have a face, it might understand emotions, it can talk to us, it could actually keep us in a conversation. The same way when we talk to agent, we are a little bit more relaxed, right? But this IVR kind of a technology, but it still is there. But what we see is in the next 2 to 3 years, as the LLMs are getting better, things would be resolved. What's stopping is not the technology, the cost of the technology. Because if you use OpenAI services, they charge you a lot, and if somebody is going to call again and again, then that company would be bankrupt because OpenAI will make a very big bill. If you train your own personalized model, then the GPU power that you require, it's so costly. A100s are very, very costly, right? You cannot build them and scale them. So that's why cost is the only problem. But with time, more competition will come, so cost is going to get diluted. So from the technology side, that is covered basically. Only thing is the cost will go down, and there would be a very, very huge adoption that is going to happen in all these customer facing technologies. So yeah.
Okay,
Any questions? Sorry.
To add on to that, as he talked about organization trends and the cost. When cost is not going to be an issue of major trend in AI, that's gonna be is clones. We always thought cloning, human cloning would be done by the biomedical field, but actually it's gonna be done by AI, I think. And not just think, there are many companies that are creating human clones right now. And to be honest, I also have a personal small clone of myself that I keep for myself. Usually I use it in meetings with my clients. I really have a small attention span, and usually I don't know when talking with clients what questions to ask. So I just keep my clone there, and he's there with me through the meetings, he's listening to it, he's generating more questions. And after the meeting, I can actually discuss with him, hey, what did the client actually talk about? And how did the meeting went? And okay, how can we solve this problem? Now, initially it's not that intelligent, but as long as I can feed it more data, it will become accustomed to me, accustomed to the tone I use, the kind of words I use, the kind of language I use, the kind of emotions I have while I'm talking to the client, and it will become accustomed to that. And actually, one of the projects that our company is working on right now is cloning human beings that have been deceased or that have passed away. You want to talk to your loved one, You have some memories of them, you have some great pictures of them, you have videos of them, you know how they were, you have access to their chats, emails, etc. As many data as you have, give us to us, and we will create a clone of them. Actually, and
This
this
is your
was,
company doing, yeah?
yeah.
So if anyone wants to use it, they can come to you.
Yes.
We give you a lot of data, a lot of pictures, videos, and so on. And then you have a clone of your father, for example.
Exactly. Now, about 10 to 12 years ago, there was this Netflix series, it's called Black Mirror. It had an episode where a person dies and then basically they create a clone of that person. I was watching that at that time and I was like, yeah, right, that's ever gonna happen. And now, fast forward 12, 13 years, I'm the exact person who's building that. So, these are some things that kind of scare you. They can have a lot of misusage. So, as we talked, Mr. Ali talked about the ethical uses of these, we need to keep a lot of check and bound on these. But cloning is going to be one of the major trends of AI in the upcoming years.
One thing, sorry, I would like to add over here is that again, if we see from a convergence of a technology perspective, you have a lot of data because technologies like IoT or blockchain will generate a lot of data. Then you have this AI, which is like advancing at its own pace, whereby such experiences as clones could be created. But there is another technology which is the immersive technology or the metaverses, which is also there. So imagine that particular same thing, I wear a VR gear, and then there is some person who is not a 2D, it's a 3D person, which is there. So the way in which we will embark, it would be totally new kind of experience because those particular metaverses would also be AI generated. Maybe this room is generated like this, I am sitting over here. In the next few years, I'll be wearing a VR gear and we are doing somewhere on the top of Mount Everest, this same kind of session, right? So that would be possible, like if the technology keeps paces and all these technology evolve, they are evolving, but somehow they will converge as well. So a lot of possibilities
and
are
quantum
there, actually.
computers are coming.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they are
So we never know, the computational capacity is gonna explode.
Yeah, and quantum computing.
This sounds really amazing. But we have a few questions. Maybe first.
All right. Thanks a lot for sharing all this. Some of it is a bit scary. Some I don't try. Let the people who are that enjoy their time. What I really like as a takeaway point from what you're saying is a need that we need to embrace, or maybe I need to embrace more with my team or myself or maybe with my family, which is knowing ourselves better. I like a lot the part where you mentioned that you acknowledge and you have the awareness that you have a short span of attention. So you acknowledge that you know your strength and you know the blind spots, that we call it. And you found a solution for this. Like you used AI to support you to be a better version of yourself, to be more productive, to add more value. And this is something that I really like because corporates now, they don't hire people because of the technical skills. We hire the personality, the person who is adaptable, the person who has openness to learn and unlearn. So this is an important takeaway point, and I really thank you for raising it because we need to be better version of ourselves. All what we are saying about AI will come. I recall a friend who told me, don't worry about it, it will come when we are not here. So for now, don't bother, which is, by the way, it relaxed me in a way because at some points you panic, then okay, I'll not be here to witness this bad part of it. So it is important that we also get skills to know ourselves better, to see how we can use AI to make us better people. Thanks a lot for sharing.
I have two quick questions. First of all, is there any institution worldwide who are controlling the protocols, regulations by AI? So are there rules? They're setting rules by any international institution to follow these
You can answer that.
Because
The
everyone
EU regulations.
has its own.
The answer is sitting next to you.
Yeah, at the moment, the most popular one and the
most strict one also is the EU AI regulation. Yeah. Read it, and you would wish for less regulation. It's terrible. They just, because of fear, they overrule, and it's just the wrong way. And
but this
nice guy Mario Draghi had a lovely say on it. Which said,
yeah, companies are leaving Europe and
exactly.
because of that.
It puts a lot of onus on not only the companies that are producing AI solutions, but also even those that are using it. And that is just a killer for the whole business.
But this, when you put restrictions, this will also limit your imagination.
Yeah, innovation. Yeah.
And you have to follow these protocols.
Okay.
I don't know how
I like to say one thing, that see, whenever regulations are created, try to understand their mindset. Their mindset is safety for everyone, right? So laws are created that not one innocent person is executed, right? On theory, this is what regulation is about. And if we see the AI state of things, it is like nobody can tell, like if a large language model is there, nobody can claim that it is going to give or perform in every situation correctly, because nobody knows, right? Even if there are many LLMs, still there would be a chance of error. What would be that chance of error? You cannot even estimate. So regulations would always be scary, because they have to actually take care, because anything goes wrong, then nobody will believe in that particular country that these, like they don't know how to regulate. A very typical case is of this autonomous car, right? So if there is an autonomous car which is a self-driving car, let's say there is something wrong with the AI because it internally uses those AI models and it hits someone. Who is responsible? The software provider company is responsible, the car is responsible, whoever manufactured the car, or the person who was sitting inside because he did not did any manual override. Who would be responsible? Like from a regulatory perspective, tell me what you will do if such a case arises. So in this case, maturity will come, but after like embracing a number of cases, a few years down the road.
AI ISO standards. Maybe.
There already is one. But it's again not the best of all ISO standards that are
So innovation and regulation, they would always be like
they will tug of war.
Tug of war will always remain.
And it will possibly, like typical in these cases, the pendulum will go first more regulations and possibly the opposite, and hopefully
there will be a balance.
They will
end up in the middle, but we don't know yet.
My second question regarding the unemployment rate, how much AI is affecting the unemployment rates in the future? I don't know if you have any statistics so far, but definitely many jobs will be replaced by AI, especially after the company in the USA is creating AI tailored made employees. So I don't know how much in the future AI will replace jobs and how much it will affect the employment rate. I don't know if you have any information about it.
Okay.
Maybe I can say one thing, like yes, some jobs will be replaced, as you mentioned earlier as well, all of us. But yeah, new type of jobs will be created, which is maybe monitoring the AI systems or kind of customizing the AI solutions and things like that will come. So maybe employees will have to repurpose, just like when computers came, we had to learn Excel sheets and Word. Same way we had to learn new things, and we should be open to that. And I think we should be fine. There won't be much challenge in the short run. I don't know what will happen after the conference.
For me,
yeah.
If I want to call my bank in Dubai, I hate to call an AI operator. I don't feel comfortable. Sometimes there are some jobs and some duties are still cannot be replaced by AI. I prefer to call, especially if you have something urgent, I need a human being to communicate with. Maybe it's AI, it helps you more and faster, but you feel more safe if you want to communicate with a human being in front of you. That's
okay.
I'm talking about my experience.
Okay.
But sometimes you are not. But sometimes you are talking with a human being and you think it's a human being, but it's only AI.
But the recorder is
okay, and that's what is the problem, right? See, when you call anything on the phone on the other side, you cannot see, then it's a frustrating experience. But what we actually do, if I have to do a call, I'll do a con call in which there is a video, right? Now, if there is a video coming of somebody who is like looking like human, talking like human, having emotions, and giving some very reasonable answer. You experience ChatGPT, right? It gives reasonable answers. So then it would be unrecognizable, and that frustration would not arise. The only problem is this phone when you call, even if there is a person over there.
And you don't reach and they don't have the full answer.
Yeah.
They are not giving you the option if you want to communicate with an AI operator or a human being. You are obliged to follow up with the operator. I don't want to talk to the operator. I have a case, I have to discuss it. No, if you want +1 and you have to communicate verbally in order to AI to catch you.
That's wrong AI, right?
So far.
So that's the future AI that I'm talking about. It would be something which is coming on a screen, a video screen, right? Exactly looking at like a person, having the emotions, talking in your language. So that's where things would change. So that's what would be a shift, and that is very easy to happen. The only thing is that we specified, because we are working in this particular area, is the cost. Because the cost right now is not justifiable, because a lot of people are going to call. Definitely the bill will be so high that the companies will go bankrupt. They cannot adopt this.
600 here in Dubai, you are paying
Yeah,
for it.
and also you asked about another interesting aspect. See, from an economic model perspective, let's say if a lot of jobs are gone, 50% of the people in the world are jobless, then what it's going to create? It is going to create chaos. And the second thing is, if all those big providers who are providing commodity, they need to sell them, right? So somebody needs to buy them. If you do not have the money, how you will buy it? So the overall system is unsustainable. So jobs would be created. Even like repurposing is not going to happen. Governments are going to do something. And there was an interesting case that ultimately for the models you need data, right? So human beings would be the one who would be generating the data for the models to work, and you would be paid for that.
AI will create the jobs.
Exactly. So don't worry about it. People would not be jobless at a mass level.
For today. So thank you very much for all of you for the discussion and for the great event. Thank you to you. And thank you to you. Thanks a lot. And
thank you to you as well for organizing.
Thank you. So,
thank you.
Exactly. We have some.
For you.
So we will have a similar event like this in about 2 months. We will keep you informed and would be happy to see you soon again here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You were amazing.
And yeah, please follow our channels. Also from this event, there will be a lot of videos on the channel, so you can see some of the speeches again, and also share it with friends and so on. So thank you for coming, and all the best.
Thank you. Please have more